Why do I enjoy this so much? Why am I like this? Does this look like fun to you? Well, to me, it's fucking great. Whether I'm grinding to completely overpower my character or I'm farming upgrade materials for that one specific weapon, maybe a rare sword which I might have also farmed for hours, or whether I'm just using damn near broken abilities, I love to utilize every available tool in a game in order to absolutely destroy any so-called difficult enemy it throws at me, ultimately fulfilling my own power fantasy. There's just something beautiful about slow, methodical progress that eventually pays off. Getting to feel like the true final boss of the game through continuous effort, I just love that shit. Do you know how many times I've killed this guy for early large Titanite shards to upgrade my weapon before entering Anor Londo? Me neither, but it has to be in the trillions. Same for these poor bastards and their chunks. I never understood why some people look down on farming and overleveling, especially in the case of Souls games. Though, to be fair, it doesn't seem as frowned upon these days anymore as it used to. Maybe because most of us Souls enjoyers seem to be in our early 30s now and stopped giving a shit about most things in life in general. But back then, overleveling and grinding in Dark Souls was almost taboo. You're supposed to struggle, they say. It's supposed to be hard. You're supposed to bang your head against a boss until you beat your own forehead with your controller. But to me, being able to tailor a game's difficulty to my own liking is what makes it so fun. That freedom is one of the most defining aspects of RPGs, at least when you ask me. And this even applies to games that aren't traditional RPGs but have some RPG elements in it, like Sekiro. Are you getting absolutely wrecked by Demon of Hatred, trying to beat him with your measly sword and shuriken? Okay, here's what you do. You go get the umbrella, unlock the fire version, and suddenly Demon of Hatred turns into Demon of Jokes. Does this make the fight effortless? No, but at least you won't be getting an aneurysm trying to beat this fucking dickhead. And to me, that's the intended way. Your previous effort to explore and gain experience should be rewarded with power. Same with Sephiroth. Does this bitch of a boss give you a hard time? Well, get your lazy ass to the gold saucer, get that golden chocobo so you can get to Round Island where you can acquire the Knights of the Round materia, the most powerful summon in the game. Yes, you might have to spend around 20 hours in the gold saucer in order to get that summon, and this area is pretty fun, but it's not that fun. It will definitely feel like you're grinding, because you are, but in the end, look at Sephiroth now. Not so powerful anymore, aren't you? The gold saucer exists so you can get overpowered. Let's go back to Dark Souls. Want this guy's sword, one of the best dex weapons in the game? Well, the drop rate is 1%, so you better get that second monitor content going as you kill these guys hundreds of times until finally... Oh, God, I love this feeling. The payoff after a long farming session. And since I earned this sword by putting time and effort in, it's of much greater value to me now than if I had just found it in a chest somewhere. I mentioned second monitor content, and yes, let me tell you, the vast majority of shows, videos, documentaries, and podcasts that I consume these days, I consume while grinding in video games. That's because I am, like a lot of people these days, addicted to dopamine. But still, it's just relaxing. It takes my mind off of things. It just never feels like a waste of time to me, especially since in the game it always pays off in the end. It's not for everyone, and that's fine. I'm not saying every game should require grinding, but I can't deny that some of the best and funniest gaming memories that I acquired come from grinding, farming, and exploits.
They've gone up 50 levels in 3 weeks.
My God. They must have no lives at all.
Take Bethesda RPGs. People love to criticize their leveling systems, but let's be real. Who hasn't crafted 10 billion iron daggers to max out blacksmithing so they could deck themselves out in Daedric armor? And in Oblivion, does anyone even run around normally there? Or are we all just spamming the jump button to max out acrobatics while simultaneously casting heals for restoration XP? I know I do. Sure, I could just open the console and type in the stats I want, but where's the fun in that? I'd rather jump up and down like a meth head for an hour. My favorite skill to level in Skyrim is pickpocket. The best way to do that is to get to a pickpocket trainer, pay them for the training, then pickpocket the money you just paid them. The irony. Skyrim is a masterpiece. Now, should the game be played this way? The answer is, who gives a fuck? That's the beauty of RPGs. It's my choice. Who's to say what's right and wrong? I can make the game as easy or as hard as I want to, and none of this involves cheats or mods. It's just using the game's own systems. Grinding, farming, and exploiting mechanics, that's RPGs. Role-playing means you decide not only who you play, but also how. When I buy a game, I want options. The more ways I can play it, the better. I don't care if it's intended by the developers. To me, a game is like a toy, and I'll do with my toy whatever the hell I want. Yes, I've kicked a basketball before. Yes, sometimes I've put mayonnaise on a hot dog, so call the police. All I'm saying is, if you want to beat Manus with a broken straight sword, you do you. But if you want to beat him without even ever walking through the fog gate, then pull out that bow, get in position, and fuck him up. Just do whatever is fun to you. Don't let anyone tell you how to play a game that you paid for. Just find your own way and enjoy. That's about it. See you next time.